Hello and welcome to The Regulars. I'm Stacey McGonigal.
I'm Jason DeRoss.
Oh, yeah, killing it.
Welcome, friends. Welcome. Happy Friday to everybody in
Happy
the chat.
Friday.
Happy Friday. So nice to be here.
I think it's a long weekend on each side of the border this weekend. So
Right, because it's July 4th, right?
Yeah, I think so. So I think most people, I think it was put in the chat somewhere. It feels like that time between Christmas and New Year's.
I know it's like this whatever time in between. I hope everyone is happy, healthy, and well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. It's so weird just doing it one day a week, you know? I'm like, there's so much to catch up on. Like, what's everyone's life? What's everyone doing?
Well, a lot of people are talking about going to their folks' place or something.
Which must be nice.
Which must be nice because they talked about the little snacks your parents sometimes leave out. And I'm like, oh yeah. Snacks.
Wouldn't know. My dad does love a loaded rogue. He did tell me he got double vaxxed, and so to celebrate, he made a massive meatball sandwich, and he kept saying "carby bun," you know. So whatever that meant to him, it brought a smile to his face.
I never in my life want to see an uncarby bun. So
I know, but he just kept saying "carby bun," and I was like, okay, like whatever you need. Obviously,
well, even that generation now is just like carbs. I guess it's just the talk of the town, you know?
I mean, carbs are super important. I mean, obviously, like we like to take them off our plate when we feel like we must, but honestly, they deserve to be there. Obviously, yesterday was like, a very like mournful day in Canada. Obviously, like supporting our like Indigenous community and Every Child Matters, and very much behind the Cancel Canada Day movement.
I
so
saw
it was
that
like
the
a
CN
heavy
Tower
day.
was lit up orange and white, which is really awesome. Great support.
Yeah. So many like inspiring things were getting posted around from the day. So we definitely will. I'll definitely share some organizations that have been passed around that I can share below. If you're listening to this audio styles, they'll be there as well.
Great.
Yeah. So do you have anything planned this weekend?
A couple things. We're going to go to, I was going to take Charlie whale
zoo?
watching.
Okay.
Whale watching. We're going to go on a boat.
You're gonna go
And he
SeaWorld?
said, he said, no, thank you. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, like, what the fuck? Like, let's leave them alone. Let's just like, I don't want anyone at my window.
we're going to the aquarium, which is happening. We're going to the aquarium.
Why do you take him to these places?
You mean like 98% of fathers and mothers taking their kids to these sorts of places?
Listen, you're my friend. If 98% of people were jumping off a bridge, would you?
Yes, I would. Yes, I fucking
I
would.
know.
And
You'd be
I
the
would jump
first
off a
one.
bridge.
I
Was my mom knew that at a young age. She goes, I'm not going to ask you about jumping off a bridge because I know you do it.
I know you do it. I just challenge you. Mix it up.
Okay, so I want to hear your top 5 suggestions for where this came from is Jenny is spending she's got a ladies' day going on. So it's me and Charlie having a boys' day. So for our boys' day on a long weekend, this is Stacey McGonigal's top 5 of what we should be doing.
Oh, I love this. Okay, great.
Of what me and Charlie should be doing. And this isn't me challenging you. This is me very excited to hear what the 5 ideas are.
No, I know. These are going to be great. So I'll bring a very much aunt vibe. This is going to be a blast.
Okay, great.
So Danielle just wants to say that whale watching can be respectful to wildlife. It absolutely is true. I'm just not confident of Jason's choice in companies.
Well, this one keeps them in cages and you get to wrestle them at the halftime.
They silk screen their own t-shirts that you can buy at the end. Their fins only bow over during that portion, but once they're back in the water.
For an extra $25, you get to sit on their blowhole and see if they'll shoot you up like a cartoon.
I will tell you the only reason that I certainly push Jason to do this is when I have taken my nephew to
Shit Poop Cafe.
Poop Cafe, but when I took my nephew to the ROM and he saw all the animals, he asked when they got to go home, and he doesn't like them behind cages, and he's just like, why do we enjoy this? And I said, thank you so much.
But let's remember, this is the museum. These are stuffed animals that have been dead for a long time.
He doesn't like the zoo either. He goes, they look so sad.
Yeah, they do look so sad.
Charlie
loves the fucking zoo. Loves it.
Well, we have a little murderer on our hands. Jason's not fighting me on that.
No, definitely not.
Okay, so here's what I would do. Here are my like fail safe. Okay,
great.
We want to cook a really fun meal. I like making spaghetti and meatballs because it's like they get to make the meatballs, spaghetti, like they get to like do that. So like, and you make it like, you know, like safe for them. Like they get to chop, they get to like, you know, we play music and we make like a special little drink. So they get to have like a pop or like or they get to like, you know, you could do Kool-Aid with like food coloring, like they can make their own little swamp drink. And so you're drinking and you're eating. So that's really, really fun. And with the music that we always have to stop and dance.
Music's like a drug. Just elevates moods, emotions, has some fun.
You know, and you can sort of dip your toe into like your own genre of music. You know, maybe like he likes a Kesha, Katy Perry. We don't know.
You know who he likes? John Williams.
Okay.
He likes to listen to, he does, it's all he'll ask for. We're driving the car, he's like, great, John Williams.
Okay.
Listen to soundtracks of Star Wars and Jurassic Park.
No, we love that. So cooking, we love. We live and we love. Also, dare I say, like, if he's not into spaghetti and meatballs because he's a picky eater, maybe a soup. That's also fun because there's buttons with the blender. Okay.
Yep.
Then we go outside and we like make a game. It's like, what's the rules? What's the rule after this rule? What's the rule after the next rule? So like you're making a game slowly and surely, step by step by step.
Okay, great.
And then you get like, so I'll bring like props, balls, like pool noodles, whatever I got on hand.
Great.
This is a great idea, right?
It is. I froze for a second, but I think what I got was you make up your own game and you come up with rules as you go, like Calvin Ball.
Exactly. So you make up rules as you go. So it's like, what's the first rule? And then you do it, and then you're like, what's next? And they're like, now the floor is lava. And you're like, rule number 2 is the floor is lava. And then you got to go back to number 1.
Loves it.
Then you go to number 2, and then once the floor is lava, you're like, what's the next rule? Okay.
Oh, Jameson called it out too. Calvin Ball. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's the most fun. And I love it because like, I just love, like, my favorite thing, even in comedy, is when you're on stage with someone and you're like, I wouldn't have thought of that. So kids are like, now this rule, and you're like, what? Who
sometimes those are my favorite. There's people that because we got to be teachers, so you get to watch certain students. Yeah. And then people come up to you after class and be like, I don't know, man, that just didn't make, like, they made a weird choice. And I'm like, I don't know, their choice was pretty fucking good. Maybe
totally.
Keep up.
Love that. Then what I would do is like, we love a hike. We like going for a hike. Like in the city, there's a lot of like big dog parks, or like, you know, there's one at like Trinity that overlooks all the dogs. So it's like, maybe you go get a little treat and a snack, an ice cream, maybe a fish and chip if that's available. Something fun that's like tangible. You're holding it, eating fries, anything with fries and a walk. Yeah, that's always a good time. And you get to like, on a hike, you play bingo. What can you find? Stick, rock, cool tree. Why is it cool?
Yeah. All of these are great ideas.
Thank you.
Maybe a top 3 solid, or do you want to do a top 5? You want to do a top 5? You can do a top 5.
I could do 2 more. And then like reading, I always like to throw in a read, but we'd like to act out. So you got to like act out the book. So it's like, I read a couple pages as the characters get them excited that it's cool. And then they read back.
I love it.
And then, you know, you can always throw in, when you need, the Quiet Olympics, which I like to do.
That was my parents' trick all the time in the car. It's like, oh man, let's play who can be quiet the longest. And like, we would take it very seriously. Having 3 competitive brothers, it was like, okay.
But for a solo child, then we need a gift. So donut, who's gonna win the Quiet Olympics? Is it gonna be Auntie Stacy, or is it gonna be you? And who's gonna win the donut? Guess what? I got a donut.
We're gonna split the donut.
We're gonna split the donut. And I'm gonna win because I need you to be quiet. Yeah.
This is great. All this is great stuff.
And here's another one that I found.
Let's just call this the bonus one then.
Yeah. So when you're doing stuff, like if you need to do, like, again, you're the parent, I'm the aunt. So I know this is a totally different vibe. But like if I need to like clean up or do dishes or whatever, and they're like, I need your attention. It's like, I always like have like paint or like pads around. So I'm like, well, why don't you paint what I'm doing? And then like see how specific you can get with what I'm doing. So while I'm doing dishes, it's like, or like if I'm working out and he's going to read a book or whatever.
Yeah, great.
It's really funny because I got a picture of me on my Peloton and I have it framed because it's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
That's great.
He was like, what are you even doing? I was like, I'm on it. I can't explain this to you. I'm in a challenge and I need to work out what
That
you're
must be very fun for a kid to be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're on a bike. It doesn't go anywhere. What the fuck's the point?
I know,
Why
but
don't
then
you
they
get
get on
a
it.
bike?
I mean,
Why don't you
they
go
get on
outside?
it and that's so fun.
I remember me and my brothers used to get on it, but we'd each stand on one pedal. You do that game when you like, each hold a pedal and then you
Of
go up and down.
course.
Little elevator action.
Of course. Now, were you surprised that I had all banger suggestions?
No, I wasn't surprised at all because one, we're improvisers. So if you can't come up with 5 things to do with a kid, get out of here.
No, but those are bangers.
They're bangers, but I hate to tell you this. I've done every single one of these with Charlie.
I don't think as good as me. I don't think as good. He's frozen again, but I can say with full confidence that all of these.
I missed it because I froze again, but you said I didn't. I haven't. I guarantee you I've done all of these.
I'm saying you have done them, but I'm saying not as good as me. Okay, not with full commitment, not with full fun, which you can't have as a parent because you're tired, right?
No, you can fully have fun. That's the whole thing. Once I isolate time and I go, great. Now I know, like, you get the stress of like.
So you've done all of those things.
Let's go through them. Cooking. Charlie helps me cook almost every day, and in a fun way, and with music all the time.
Who's the better parent? Me without a child, and Jason with. Who is the better parent? I don't know. You tell me. No, I'm kidding. Jason's a great dad. I'm
Making
just
up a
saying.
game I actually don't have to do much for because he does it all the time. It started with Flora. It's hilarious because it started with Floor is Lava, and then he'll add stuff on it.
Floor is always lava.
Yeah, we go on hikes all the time. I mean, because in LA, what else do? You go on hikes. I've already been on one today. It's fucking, that's the way life is.
There's nothing else to do.
The acting out of the one thing that you said was acting out of books. We already do, obviously, like I read a page, he reads a page. We do the voices of like, because most of the time it's Star Wars. So it's like, great, he'll be Darth Vader and all these other characters. But we've never got up and like been like, great, I wanted to see you acting it out as you do it, which I don't know if that'd be fun or not.
It is really fun. It is really fun because also like for me, like, and again, this is my aunt vibe. So this is aunt versus dad, but like I don't want to read a million of the same book myself. Yeah. So I'm like, hey, let's not go to Star Wars land right now. Like, let's pick this book we haven't read before and let's like see what happens.
Yes and no, because like then you're like, you don't understand the amount of books he has, and you do read like 4 or 5 books a day, every day.
This is aunt perspective.
I know. So you got to bring. What I'm telling you is you got to bring that book because there's not a book in his house that he hasn't read 20 times already.
No. But I bring curiosity, right? Because I don't live, so I'm like, what's this book? Knowing that I don't really want to navigate the Star Wars universe at all times.
All these are great ideas. Here's the thing with the aquarium. I'm getting the fuck out of this house. The hike was out of this house. It's a great idea as well.
Oh, no, for sure. I mean, listen, I get the aquarium. Listen, I remember when I first had my nephew over and I was like, I'm going to cook healthy. And then like an hour in, I was like, grilled cheese and fries. Like, what are we doing here? So I understand that. I just think the zoo and the aquarium is maybe the saddest place on earth for me personally.
I get it.
Wouldn't get off on it. Wouldn't enjoy it if someone brought me
you
a
watch
date
these
there.
fish go around. They got like sometimes they got like a shark, and you're like, a shark in a tank the size of my bedroom is crazy.
My parents took me to Marine Land. I bawled my eyes out. So it's just like not my personal vibe. Child, teen, adult.
You're ahead of the curve. This is before Blackfish. This is when Stacy's like 2 years old, being like, I wasn't crying because I was hungry. I was crying because of those fucking whales.
I mean, I was 2 years old rolling my own cigarettes playing bingo. You know, it was a different time. It was certainly a different time. Yeah, but it's always interesting.
Those are all great ideas.
Thank you so much. I mean, my nephew's
Jameson, and like he's seen The Princess Bride, and it's hilarious because if you remember The Princess Bride, it's Fred Savage being like, I want to fuck her, I want to do that. And literally Charlie went through the exact same stages. And we even said at one point, do you want us to turn it off? He's like, no. And we're like, great. We literally are playing. You're literally Fred Savage in this movie.
He watches this video back when he's like older, and it's like his dad calling him a potential murderer.
Fred Savage is not a murderer. What are you talking about?
I'm just kidding. No, I watched Free Willy.
Wait. Who do you think Fred Savage is?
What do you mean?
Well, because what I don't know. I was
saying before when we were talking about John Williams and stuff. I was just saying.
Right. Oh yeah, you're jumping way back.
So I watched a movie last night. You know, there's nothing like sitting home alone and crying alone during a movie. And I thought I would share it. And I think you should watch it. I know you won't, because any recommendation or moments of happiness I give you, you don't take. But I will just give it out.
Are you kidding me? I went through a whole season almost of Real Housewives. I'm like,
no, you never finished this season, and now you're on
I
Noom.
Noom, I'm out.
Oh, did you cancel?
I canceled.
I'm actually so proud of you for canceling Noom.
Me too. I canceled on the last day. And then my trainer is a fucking bot, and I called him on it because like the second
my trainer was a bot.
the second you go, I cancel, he pops up with this long message. My trainer, this guy that you're apparently DMing the whole time in Florida with his 2 fucking dogs, goes, "Oh man, sorry to see you go. Wish you could stay. Look, man, is there anything we could do?" And I was like, "Thanks, Ian," in quotes. And he sends me back a thumbs up. And I was like, you're a fucking bot. This trainer. And I'll tell you this too. Here's a trick to Noom, everybody. And I don't care that I'm saying this. I quit it. I'm not paying a dime. I can still use all the features of Noom, except you don't deal with this trainer who's obviously a fucking bot. And that's the only thing you basically lose. It's just an expensive, glorified calorie counting app.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, don't come for us, but allegedly. Yeah. I mean, I'm proud of you. But I did watch this movie last night, and it's an older movie. It's not new by any means.
Casablanca.
It was on Amazon Prime. That's right. I've got Prime. Terrible company. So I watched Brittany Runs a Marathon.
Oh, what's Brittany? I've heard about this. Why do I want to? I wanted to see this already.
So here's the thing. So I was going to text you last night, but I was like, no, because what's going to happen is I need you to watch it because you're going to want to run a marathon. Because I literally was looking up upcoming marathons. I don't even like to run. I don't enjoy running. That movie is so good.
Yep. I've wanted to see this one for a while, and I don't remember why. Claire loves it. I love that movie, just straight out the gate.
It is a really, really good movie. It's like a woman who's like a 28, but honestly, like she wasn't 28 when she filmed. Like she wasn't 28 when she filmed it. Like I feel like no matter where you're at in life, it's like we can all relate. And you know, it's a pretty vague film. Like it's not like nuanced. Sure. It's like very like here are the plot points. It's like very like
laid out for you.
You're not wondering like.
This is a first-time director. This is a first-time director that's not thinking about subtleties or taking on themes.
There isn't a ton of subtlety, although I would argue like we've just survived a pandemic. Like sometimes I just need it. I just need it fed to me.
Yeah, or you need a Bo Burnham. I got you.
Or I need a Bo Burnham. I mean, oh my God, beautiful. But
it's going to be playing Larry Bird.
It is what it's what got me running last year. Ran my first half marathon this year. Congratulations, Claire.
Maybe we need more movies like this, and not 101 Dalmatians, where everyone starts getting a Dalmatian for their child. You know what I mean? Like just inspiring movies.
What year are you just perpetually in?
Well, Cruella just came out, man.
I'm not watching that. It looks like trailer trash.
Well, I'm not watching it.
So, anyways, the movie's really great, and I mean, sorry. The trailer of Cruella is trash. Like you watched it and laughed. Oh, okay.
I've just seen the billboards everywhere. That's all. The only reason why I know it's out
there. The trailer is when she's like, I love Emma Stone. Like everyone in that film, I am a fan of. But when she's like, I'm bad, I was like, could we have gotten anyone else?
But they are going to show it again. This is just children's movies following like what's been going on the last 10 years of television, right? Like they're just going to be showing it from the point of view of the bad person and show why they're bad, and then be like, empathy for them. Is that what we're doing?
And I love that.
Is that what I know nothing about Cruella, but I'll put money on it that's what this movie is, right? We're going to have empathy for Cruella.
It's about a young Cruella DeVille played by Emma Stone, and to that I say, no, thank you.
What? Emma Stone's great, though. I love Emma Stone. She's great.
I just said that. Emma Stone is amazing. I'm just saying you're not listening, and I know that. And it's almost 3 strikes. But yeah, that trailer, I was like, oh no, oh no. But anyways, Brittany Runs a Marathon is really, really great. It was really inspiring. You know, there were a couple of cry moments for me. And I just think it's like a must watch. I will watch that.
I'll definitely be watching that this week. I'll point this out too, because Cindy and Fred just popped up in the chat together, both about different things. Cindy, more power to anyone that's willing to choose just to run a marathon. You're all absolute beasts.
Yeah,
But Cindy and
totally.
Fred are both, I believe, both in Florida. And so just watch out. They've got some hurricane warnings coming out. Fred put in the chat earlier. So safe
Cool.
this week, hopefully, for you guys. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I will say, like, in the film, there was two pivotal. What, you don't want me to talk about it?
No, I do want you to talk about it. I don't know why I dropped the hurricane thing in the middle of it. And it's like, well, yeah, we're back to that. And we should be back to this. We should be back to this.
Fucking
100%.
weather.ca over here. Rob says, I don't need a sympathetic backstory for a dog murder lady. Absolutely.
Yeah. No.
Fred goes, I mean, it's Florida. So yeah. Anyways, I just think it's a must watch if you're feeling a little in a rut, which I feel we all find ourselves in time and time again.
Sure.
To go check it out. And really it is an example of just one foot in front of the other.
I'll tell you, if you would have texted me last night, I would have watched this last night.
It's really great. I think it's like an hour and a half, easy peasy. You know what else I watched?
The Bachelorette.
I did. Wolf City. We'll be recapping it on the Patreon. I watched A Quiet Place too.
Oh, really? See, I watched the first part, like
Yeah.
the first 15, 20 minutes of the first one.
Oh, great. We love that. We love a 20-minute toe dip.
I had to stop. I don't know why. We were just starting the pandemic, and as soon as they swooped the child up in the first like 15 minutes, I was like, okay, I'm out. I can't watch this right now.
Right.
Not with COVID sweeping the nation, and I've got a child at home. We didn't know what was going on, so I couldn't watch it. But then the thing came out, and I was like, the billboards just got. I can't remember the name of the lady who's the star of that.
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt. So they got Emily Blunt and some new kids and stuff. I'm like, well, I guess
they don't have new kids. She has her kids. It's the same.
There's
kids
one other kid. There's a new kid on the billboard, anyways.
No,
I'm getting all my information from billboards. But
I can tell you, there's no new kid.
Fair enough. But John Krasinski's not there, so I'm like, okay, so he dies in the first one. He dies in the first one.
Krasinski's in the second one.
Oh, he's not on the billboard. Again, billboards are where all of my information.
Cillian Murphy, he's in it too.
Okay, great. So then maybe I do. Okay, I'll watch it all. I'll watch all of it then.
Yeah.
I got some homework this week. Oh, fuck. Okay.
You know what? I don't like scary movies. We know this about me. I'm really being like a poo-poo Patricia right now, but the first movie is crazy wild. It's the thing about scary movies is like, I have to talk through all of them because I'm nervous.
I would love
it's like you on a plane, right? Like I'm trying to navigate my emotions. I know you're not listening to me, but I'm
totally
speaking
listening to you.
To the group.
No, I'm listening to you 100%.
But yeah, like it is, it's super tense. I was screaming plot points. She's
opening the door.
Yeah. If you want to know.
I need to go see a movie like that with you in a theater. They've chosen to get in the car and drive away. And they know they make sound. They know, but they're gonna risk it.
My thing, like, I don't want to ruin Quiet Place 2, no spoilers, but like, for the first one, I feel like we can spoil because, whatever. But it's like, I was just like, oh my God, the nail's going to come back. The nail's going to come back. Why would they show us the nail if it's not going to come back?
Or the toy right off the top. They're like, it makes noise. I was like, oh my God. And then the fucking sibling gives it to him. I was like, I can't do this.
I just want to okay, here's my thing. And I want to put this out to the group. John Krasinski is attractive, right? We can all agree that he is.
I think so, yeah.
I think I need to warm up to him, like very much like Chris Evans. I was like, do we enjoy? Do we need? Is this what we enjoy? And now we do. And now I've given it some time and ruminated. And like Chris, I'm, Chris Evans, hello. Like,
yep. But we already knew John Krasinski in his life was a bit of a prankster. He came up with that good news thing, which seemed nice. And then he sold it off and everybody kind of turned on him a little bit.
Everyone was like, can you believe this actor wanted to get paid? Even though it's like.
Again, I know I don't want to spoil the end of The Bachelorette, but like when everyone was like, when the Thomas reaction, it was just like, yeah, you're all there for that reason. So can we all fuck off, please?
The morality on The Bachelorette is crazy to me.
Yeah.
I would love to apply. And the first thing I'm going to put is I'm here for all the wrong reasons.
You would get on the show.
I would.
The producers would be like, yes, please.
So you want me to marry a man that I've known for less than 72 hours altogether? I'd rather a blog. Thank you. I'd rather a lifestyle career. Thank you for the teeth whitening. Follow Halo mouth.
In the times that we are together, I'm chewing down on cockroaches so they can watch and laugh at me. That's one of our dates. Okay, great.
No, it's I'm upset, but Jameson wants to know if any of us have seen Army of the Dead. I did see Army of the Dead.
Okay.
That movie sucked so much. It was so bad.
I never saw Army of the Dead, of course.
Tig Notaro's in it, and Bautista's in it, but Tig Notaro replaced Chris D'Elia.
I remember this now, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about it. And Tig Notaro, they superimposed fake smoke, so she was like smoking, but she didn't want to smoke. So all of that is.
Didn't she already battle cancer like once in her life?
Yeah, like of course. Like I mean, her decision is her decision, but it looks so fake, and apparently it was completely shot in green screen. Like she was never there. They just fully replaced her.
That's got to be so hard because I mean, her background. I don't know Tig Notaro enough, but like her background.
You haven't even watched them.
No, but you're saying like I'm just saying if all of a sudden it was like, okay, I haven't been in a feature before that it's like, oh, cool, we need some serious acting, and I'm like, great, my background is X, Y, and
this
Z.
is Army of the Dead. This is not looking for serious acting. This is maybe one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It is filled with zombies, and the zombies are without question Cirque du Soleil performers. You can see them all with a jazz shoe, a character heel. They're doing the most. You can see them jumping around. I don't think they were directed to do that.
I would love to be filming like 28 days later when all those zombies are supposed to run around the corner. You're supposed to be scared of your mind, but a bunch of them come and they're doing cartwheels and flipping around.
You know that there were some
Where did you
zombies.
get these big nails? I brought them from my show.
You know what? I made a choice. And does the director not want?
He doesn't.
What was that?
They're all from Quebec.
Oh, Quebec. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. Rob goes, I love how everyone's review of that movie ends with, but I love Tig. I mean, she was the only great thing. And can I tell you, not to ruin Army of the Dead, I'll just ruin it. It's fine. If you don't want to, just like skip past
I'm not going to
bit.
watch that one.
Nothing works out, and the woman who caused the problem is the only one who lives. Okay. So she screws up the whole rescue mission or whatever to save a mother. She leaves the children at this camp and goes, I have to find the mom. I go, what about the kids? She leaves the kids at a very unsafe camp to go find this mother that she kind of has a relationship with, but off the top, you're like, this relationship seems forced. Gets the mom. Doesn't matter. They all basically die in a helicopter crash. The girl doesn't even look for the mom, doesn't shed a tear about her passing, and she goes off to start a new life. And I think, where are the children? Where are the children?
Also, like if you save that mom's gonna go, oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Where's my kids?
Don't you think the mom should have? Yeah, exactly.
What?
What?
Let me die. Where's my kids?
I was escaping to get money for my kids, and you left my kids?
Well, we just started that pottery class together. Every Thursday's been the best night of my life in a long time. I really feel like it saved me from a lot, actually.
It's wild.
I was in a real dark place before we met. Jesus Christ.
It's really bad. It makes no sense. Like Tig dies, like everyone dies.
Oh my God, I'm not watching.
Everyone dies. And then because everyone like turns into a zombie. But it's like it wasn't good.
I want to see that movie where they just call it Everyone Dies and we're like, well, we told you right off the beginning, and then you're just like, you watch the movie.
That's our movie. We're all gonna die.
Let's just do that. We'll do a sketch show film, and a feature that's a sketch show. But there's a running narrative, and just everybody dies in the end.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this
guys,
movie made no sense.
Here's a spoiler to life. Everybody does die.
Okay, just let's pump. I don't know where you're coming from, and I really need you to pump the brakes. It's a long weekend, and we don't need whatever energy this is coming in.
Great.
Oh my God, the Star Wars mug of it all. But
this is my Father's Day gift.
I am your father. What if you were just like, Charlie, can you sit down for a second? I'm not. That was such a bad movie. Quiet Place was okay. Fred wants to know, is it a good movie to watch stoned? Sure. Go for it.
I think any movie, eventually someone go, I guess.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, if I get stoned, like what movie do I want to watch? And I certainly want to watch a Fast and the Furious because it makes no sense. They keep it pushing. Vin Diesel has confidence that like my stone brain cannot get over, like that I'm like, this was made. And that actor choices were made. Like that's to me the most like amazing film to watch stoned.
It's a bunch of hairless guys that have full bravado running around like just having good times in cars.
And do you know what's out on Netflix today?
Fast and the Furious.
I think you should leave season 2.
Oh,
Tim Robinson. Yeah, which is an amazing sketch show. Yeah, I can't. I simply and utterly cannot wait.
Well, now I know what I'm doing for today. That's great.
You've got Brittany runs a marathon. You've got, I think you can, I think you should leave.
Yep.
There's so many things to watch.
There's so many things to watch.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Yeah, I'm excited for you. Oh, did you hear about, I was just reading about this. The Olympic runner, she just like placed, what is, oh my God, how am I forgetting her name? I just have it, I had it written down.
I do not know about this because I was watching the qualifying for basketball this week for the Olympics, but I did not see.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen anything else. Yeah.
It is so crazy that the Olympics are happening. Like
I know that's nuts.
Wild.
And people in Japan are like, no, thank. There's a bunch of people in Japan being like, we don't want this here, please.
So after winning hearts and the 100-meter race during last month's U.S. Olympic track and field trials, star sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson will not be allowed to compete in her signature event in Tokyo. Why? She tested positive for cannabis. Can we get over the judgment on cannabis? Can we get over it, please?
Well, let's remember Ross Ribliotti, like that was Japan as well. Because Japan, the thing is Japan has different laws. So I don't even know if that's an IOC thing or if that's a Japanese thing. Like, because in Japan, it's like
it's not, I don't care. I think it's absolute, fine. But it's absolute BS. First of all,
I agree with you.
Who gets high and goes, look how fast I can run.
100%. There was a Toronto Raptor this week too that has also been given a year ban because of substances. But apparently they don't know what the substance is. They're not labeling it.
Okay, well then forget that.
But it's not PEDs. They've made it clear apparently that it's not performance enhancing. So I'm like, well then what the fuck are we doing here?
Then what the fuck are we doing here? Because like, so she can't go to the Olympics because she had weed in her system. Like, if it's legal, like then it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, if you're coming from a country where it's legal, then 100%.
I think it's absolute bullshit. And also, like, don't we have proof of THC and like the power of like healing, repair, relaxation, anxiety handling? Like, there are so many medicinal purposes to THC and CBD. It is absolutely ridiculous to me. And I am not educated on the matter to really fully discuss it, but I think it's so disappointing. It's so disheartening.
Watch Reefer Madness. See where that mindset is of like that it basically turns you into the devil and starts you liking rock music and then you become the devil, and think that's crazy, and then go, how far are we from that right now then? Like, because what the fuck is happening here? You could be drunk the night before if you wanted to.
Yeah, well that's what's crazy, right? It's like she can like she could be filled with oxycodone for like a knee pain, but she can't test positive for cannabis. Like, it's absolutely crazy.
On top of it, Melissa's right. A UFC fighter banned for the same thing got a ban from weed. It's like those guys, if you watch UFC, it's like the body pain that WWE wrestlers and the body pain that they must go through. It's like, please smoke weed. Apparently it's great for like healing that kind of thing. At least being like
it helps with sleep. It helps with repair.
Pain.
Yes, of course. And, you know, I was watching this Vice. I think I've talked about it before, but there's this Vice
of course,
thing
of course,
on YouTube.
And then the same journalist goes and does ayahuasca the next weekend and goes, let's check it out. Let's find out what's going on here.
Well, it repaired his, relationship with his father, but they have this series called Munchies, and they go through athletes and like what they eat and how they fuel themselves.
I remember that really came out when what the hell's his name? You know, the swimmer like a decade ago.
Phelps.
Phelps, when they're like 6,000 calories a day. And you're like, yeah, well, but look at his body. Like, he's fine.
Well, Ribliotti was on it, and he was talking about weed and how it was healing his leg and just how it supported him through injury, where it's like, when you get all these painkillers, it numbs you. So you don't actually know your threshold, where with weed, like I'm able to still feel it and like, and accommodate and manage my issues. And I was like, yes, this makes complete sense.
But also, like, Ross Ribliotti was living in Whistler in the 90s. Like, there's a great chance he was smoking weed recreationally as well.
He also said that weed helps with his appetite because he just naturally, I don't know if it was naturally doesn't, or if there's other issues where like he just like forgets to eat or he doesn't remember to like nourish himself. And it does increase appetite for him. So
for everybody.
For everybody. I mean, hello. Tis the problem where you're like, maybe I won't drink beer. I'll get high. And then you're like, where'd all these chip bags come from?
I find myself at like fucking 2 hours in. I fucking love Trader Joe's, man. Fucking so many.
My problem with weed is again, I've talked about this. I wish it was, I wish I was like less anxious and I was able to, like I couldn't go to a party and like have an edible. Like I'm just not going to have a good time. It's not going to be fun for anybody.
But I think this is one of the arguments to completely legalize it, because eventually it's like, great, then you can start to know about it. You can start to know about, everyone will get educated on like,
totally.
When you go to a party and drink beers, you're like, great, if I drink 4 fucking light beers, I know where I'm going to be at.
Exactly.
But for most people, weed might still be like, I don't know if this is a 26 or a vodka or a fucking 4 beers.
Exactly.
I have no idea.
You have to learn how to smoke it.
And what strain you like and all the rest of that kind of stuff.
And not just smoke it, but you have to learn how much to consume. And usually the problem I know from talking to people is I'm probably consuming too much and I have to like slowly build up.
There you go.
There I go.
So like there's lots of benefits to legalize. And then this whole argument about being a gateway drug, then it's like, great, well then alcohol's a gateway drug into all of it. So like there's just no argument that although I'm speaking, this is all allegedly again, because I'm sure they've done studies and people are like, whatever.
Oh, totally. We're like not educated. We're not like the voices of it. But
Claire hello.
Said I tried smoking weed for the first time about a month ago and had the worst anxiety of my life. I was really bummed because I wanted to like it.
Of course.
If you want to dip your toe, then just do less. This is the point. Do less, do less.
When you see people like passing a joint, smoking a joint, just take one toke and just sit back for a bit and be like, it's my first time.
Look at this. The troll of the century. Patrick Murray is here. He's talking about legalized medicine.
I'm going to argue that is a performance enhancing drug. I'm going to argue that if I take meth before my UFC fight, I'm going to go in there in a little bit of a different way.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love that he popped in and he was just like, let's burn it down. And I love that energy right off the top of it.
Sure. That's what it always gets to, right? Like eventually people just go straight out the gate. They're like, great, you're going to legalize weed? Then what? We're going to legalize cocaine next and heroin and fucking fentanyl? Like, we're doing all that? And I'm like, yeah, well, some of it's already legal.
Yeah. It's like too much. It's usually the people worried or the people who are just like not even involved in the conversation at all. It's like a grandma putting down her embroidery wheel. Yeah.
I think a lot of people, it's like they were like, we really got ahead in school. We were really good. We were straight edge as hell. We did everything. Everyone else partied, and now I'm going to fucking burn you all down. It's like, you can't party. And it's like, well, you could have just sat back and smoked a joint and had a good time.
Yeah. Well, if they don't want to, then that's fine. That's fine, choice.
But don't tell everybody else they can't because you're curious about it.
Yeah, don't poo-poo the party because you're scared. Like,
although
listen,
I also did not in high school, so
I didn't. I also was so fearful in high school, which is so funny considering like the environment in which I grew up. I remember going to like a bush party and seeing like a joint being rolled for the first time. I mean, I was so naive. I had no idea what people were doing.
Yeah.
Melissa says I used to be a pothead. But I can't smoke. No matter how much I smoke, I get so much anxiety. Edibles though, I'm good, but the high lasts too long, and I just want to go to bed.
It's one of these things that you just got to learn what you like. It's the same with. Let's go back to Patrick. It's the same with meth. You just got to find out what's your threshold.
Oh my God, Patrick, this is so it. It's the kid who complained about others turning in homework late.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What were those kids? Oh, there was nothing worse. Enemy number one was always like, Miss McCrae, I thought you said we had homework. And it's like, what center of hell?
Oh my goodness, I forgot. Yes, you all were supposed to do that essay on Hunter Thompson.
If I was the teacher, I might go, forget about it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
And you would call them out too. Sorry, Erica. I passed by that today, and everybody else.
Erica,
okay.
Thank you so much for reminding me. So you'll do it, but everyone else is good. Yeah. There's got to be so much of that.
Although me as a teacher, I'd probably be like, great, Erica did her homework, obviously, so she's going to come up to her class and present it for the next half hour. I'm just going to leave. Erica, you can come up and teach the class.
That happened to my friend Audrey. I think I told the story before, but our science teacher kind of was making her teach us. And then she stood up and said, absolutely not, you're an asshole, and left. It was the coolest thing I'd ever seen.
Well, where's Audrey in the chat? I guess she's back to work at this point.
No, she's at summer. Summer
Oh yeah,
in the city.
summertime. Teachers.
I know. It's done. Yeah. It's done. But
I wonder if that's ever going to change.
What?
These summer holidays in general.
What do you mean?
Well, I just finished this book where they talked about like
Oh God.
the actual benefits of like having a summer holiday and how it's just not questioned in North America. And if you look at studies around the world, it's like there's actually no benefit for the children to have a summer holiday. They should be like there should be breaks, but like summer holidays actually, and it's, if I remember correctly, it's least beneficial for people that are from maybe, especially in America, where it's like there's definitely classism in the schooling, where it's like the people that have the lower thing, it's like then they have to go home and they're not learning and they just get worse and worse over the summer.
Totally. Yeah.
So it's like it's actually a step back for people that don't have maybe like all the resources in the summertime to like keep things going.
I mean, that was, I think, the push to like, Jason is the kid asking if we need a summer break.
It's true. I'm the fucking Erica of this. I don't know what the fuck's happening here.
I really like the
I read a book.
We built.
I read a fucking book.
Miss McCrae, I think we've really built a beautiful community here, and I guess I'm a bit fearful, if I could speak openly, about breaking that community. Do you ever remember what?
Danielle's not wrong either. Then how do you make money in high school? That's fair enough too.
I worked at the Dairy Queen, I pulled class to shift all the time.
Hell yeah.
Walk right from Banting Memorial all the way to the DQ down the street.
Yeah. Or you just get an Instagram that's super popular and you just make money all the time. I mean,
all the kids now just want to be influencers anyways. I mean, hell, I'm one of them too, Gen Z all the way, you know? Yeah, it's I loved the summer break. I mean, but I can understand obviously about how school is sometimes like the safest place you can go. So it's like removing that is, hard.
Problematic for some people maybe.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was slinging serious blizz. You better believe, no one gets student manager without really putting in their best. Their best.
And bus patrol monitor. So fuck yeah, man. You were Mr. Authoritarian back in the day.
Oh, I mean,
I know you love rules and organization and everything else as a kid.
Well, not in my regular life. Did I get a reminder to pay my phone bill? Of course I did.
Well, adult Stacy is child Stacy, but child Stacy seems to be adult Stacy. You're literally Benjamin buttoning responsibility is what's happening.
I'm Benjamin buttoning backwards, and it's been really, really fun. Unfortunately, my neck is on a different trajectory. It certainly is aging in the regular fashion, but mentally, we are going back and forth. Yeah. No, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I was I loved rules. I mean, my home life was not a lot of stability in that. So I went to school and I tattled to I'm my nephew. We are the same. We told on kids. I didn't care. I was tough. What are you laughing at?
Danielle put a comment up here. Grade 9, take your kids to work day. She just definitely went to my shift at Tim Hortons, but the day ladies told me just not to get pregnant. So, little life lesson here, Danielle. Just don't get pregnant.
Take your kid to work day. I didn't even go with my parents.
I didn't know that was an actual real thing.
Yeah, I went to my mom's friends, to her job, and I was this, the lady was nice, she was nice, but I was what am I doing here? My mom's you're not going to come work at a grocery store. And I was
Is that where your mom was working at a grocery store at that time? And so you went to the grocery store for the day?
No, my mom was they both were no, you're not coming with me.
Yeah, I don't remember ever going to take your kids to work day. My mom worked out of our house, so maybe I just stayed home and worked in sweatshop styles at my house maybe.
Because I remember going to a party and it was the day before the take your kid to work day, and so many kids just got to stay home because their parents were just fucking take the day. And I was why do I have to go? Mm-hmm. Why can't I take the day? Mm-hmm. Yeah, anyways. Weird. Just weird. Or the 40 hours of community service. I just worked at my aunt's job for free.
Yeah, that's insane. It's basically
I know.
I don't know.
I know. I mean, small town, what are you going to do? But there it was.
Not get pregnant.
I couldn't, even if I wanted to. I couldn't give it away, you guys. It wasn't even an option for me. There was never
Guys, I was out on the weekend and I was just cruising down the street. I saw Stacey McGonigal went into the sperm bank. I saw her lined up at the fucking sperm bank.
I just want to have a pregnancy scare like everyone else in high school.
I went in with my diaphragm in because I just wanted to get the experience.
A diaphragm. Is that what do you think a diaphragm is? Describe it. What's a diaphragm?
Something that it's like a trampoline inside yourself.
A trampoline inside yourself?
Yeah. How far am I off?
Big. Big time. Patrick's calling me out saying Stacey is the kid complaining about the community service. I mean, I was like, I think we're all trying our best every day. That's got to be a couple of hours included. Yeah, no, that's not what a diaphragm is, Jay.
Okay, great. I was close though.
What do you think it looks like?
It's like a tiny trampoline for Lego.
You have to get better at this stuff. You have to get better. You absolutely have to.
Okay, you tell me what it is. Look, Fred knows. Fred. I believe the F is for Florida. It's Fred, Florida. Dan, Jason.
No, Jason. I never used a diaphragm. I used birth control, and then it completely erased my period. Well, that's the whole thing. Every relationship
I was in, my partner was on birth control, so I've never approached a diaphragm. I had a conversation about it.
I thought you meant like your dick never approached.
He was never jumping on the trampoline.
I used birth control. It made me emotionally erratic. Quelle no surprise. I mean, I was already erratic, but like we didn't need additional hormones really getting in the mix.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Birth control sucks. I mean, like honestly,
for a ton of reasons. Like it's one of those things that if there was a television commercial, you would see that laundry list of side effects. You'd be like, well, why are we feeding this to our like friggin' teenage daughters? Why are we letting them take this stuff?
And you're also asking like a teen, like how, as a teen.
I also get it because you're asking, I don't know if I'm cutting you off because it's the same thing, but it's like, you're also asking them to be responsible enough to be like, you're 16 and and
you have to take the pill the same day, the same time every day. Like, I didn't even have a cell phone back then. What was time?
Nobody did.
No, I know, but it's like, how did we tell
Zach
time?
Morris.
Like, except for the phone on the wall. So not that birth control was
did your phone tell time?
Yes, of course.
No,
but I didn't get one until university.
What was your first phone? What did it look like? Was it any sort of weird fun thing?
Yeah, it was a really fun one. It was like a maroon, like a rosy wine. And it was and like you had to like flip it up.
Uh-huh.
It was like one of those crazers, like a little rectangle that like slid up.
But it had like a landline attached to it?
No.
Well, I'm asking you about your first like landline phone.
My first landline. Oh,
because when you said my phone tell time, I was like, I thought you were talking about like,
no.
You said I didn't have a cell phone, so I'm like, what was your first like?
My first landline phone was I won it. The only thing I've really ever won, and it was at a Dollarama contest that I just like threw my name in, and I won a banana.
We've all been in a Dollarama contest before. Don't pretend you haven't.
Yeah, I know. And so I wasn't taking birth control. I wasn't getting railed. So you go to the Dollarama and you
dropped your business card, which Stacey McGonigal at the age of grade 8 for sure had. Just dropped my business card in the bowl.
Well, it was my investigative journalist career where I said, I will go to a park and write down license plates because I'm bored until, neighborhood watch goes, she's creeping us out. She's got to leave the park. True story. Anyways, I did enter a Dollarama contest and I won a banana phone. So it was like one of those
this is what I mean. This is what I'm talking about.
So my first landline was like a banana phone. My parents were like, when did you apply for this contest? Like almost mad at me because they had to drive me to the Dollarama to pick up my prize.
It's not even worth the fucking gas to get there. Jesus Christ.
What was so crazy is they were so mad, but like the Dollarama was right beside where my mom worked. I was like, you go there every day anyways. So, but the best thing about that banana phone was I could hear everyone's conversations.
Oh my God. Did you just sit in your room listening to your brother's conversations?
Brother, mother, brother, sister. Yeah. Yeah.
How come every time we call your house, it sounds like there's breathing on the other end? Like
no, I didn't have to pick it up. I didn't have to pick it up. It was just, it never fully kind of closed. So like you could kind of just always hear. But like, do you remember landlines where like if someone else was picked up, there'd be like a red light, like you'd know that another phone. This slid past it, so like you could just listen in, and no one knew.
And you did. Well, we did.
Who wouldn't?
We got when we got our cordless phone, when it was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it would pick up your neighbors' conversations and stuff, and you're like, should I listen to this?
Love that.
There was never anything important to listen to, like, ever, but it was like, I guess I'm just listening to, like, my neighbor's father talk to his brother, Uncle Dave, about, like,
I
the
want to know
weather up
about that.
north.
As Fred said, Stacy as a kid just wanted to be a detective. I know now. I was just nosy.
No, I'm sure you had notes. It'd be like, okay, great. If that
Of course
this,
I took notes. Of course I took notes. I had journals upon journals upon journals. I had a password journal. Okay. I really loved the juice, but, like, you know, as Judge Judy says, you don't want anything in writing. So I quickly
Judge Judy says you want everything in writing.
No, but as a criminal, all you hear is you don't want anything in writing.
Oh, okay, great. So Judge Judy now gives advice to criminals. I got you.
Well, you can hear what she says and you can flip it to fit what you need. What side of the coin are you on?
You can Benjamin Button her advice. Yeah, and go the other way.
Exactly. Oh, speaking of, I was just listening before the podcast about NXIVM, because there's an update on the NXIVM sex cult.
I heard this, yeah.
What's her face?
Got out.
No.
Okay,
what?
then I heard the wrong advice.
No, the girl from Smallville, Allison Mack, she was just sentenced to 3 years in jail.
Oh, that's what it is. Like, it was not got out, but a shortened sentence. Like, because Keith Raniere's in there for, like, life, and she doesn't deserve the Keith Raniere thing. But 3 years is, like, people are like, that's a little short.
I know, and she didn't really want to help the case for, like, many moons. So they were kind of like, well, you're late to the party, but, you know, you're probably whatever. So now it's 3 years that she has to go. And also, Bill Cosby got released, which is just so deeply fucking upsetting.
So my question to this is, because I don't know enough in the sense of, they let him off because of a technicality, because when they did the civil suit, they're like, great, well, this means
he goes, oh yeah, I loved Quaaludes.
He admitted, but he still didn't understand in his own brain that it was wrong. He still was like, yeah, of course I gave them Quaaludes, but they were there originally to sleep with me anyway, so what's the big deal? And I'm like, well, that's a big deal, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But so here's my question. This is why, so that whatever the civil case was takes out, like, maybe, I don't remember how many women were involved in the civil case, but there's 60 women that have come forward. Can one of the other women not come forward and be like, great, I'll criminally charge him now? Can that not happen?
No, because now they're saying they can't, because it was, like, basically because they used his admission in the civil suit, it's considered, like, not a clerical error, but, like, there's some sort of term.
I know what it is. It's like, yeah. So if you dealt in civil case, they go, great, because you're admitting to this here. In criminal case, it can no longer exist.
But then they use.
But I thought that was for that specific case.
I know, but then they used that as admission or something, and it was just like the prosecution made an error. So because of that, he can't be. They
can't use that as evidence. But still, I feel like
he can't be prosecuted now.
It's fucking insane.
I know,
There's
and, like,
60 women that have come forward.
Like, I know, it's crazy.
Like, this, we can go back to OJ, like, because OJ eventually got, like,
with the memorabilia. They were like, oh yeah,
memorabilia. Okay, life in prison.
100 million years.
So they kind of just caught him on something else, and then we're like, great, we'll give you the full sentence on something else. So, like, you know, it's like in the NBA when they foul and they miss a foul, and then they go, great, well, the next time we'll just call it on whatever. Like, it's just do that.
And then Felicia Rashad from Cosby Show posted a photo of him.
Not just posted a photo of him, was like, I'm so glad that this has been overturned or whatever. Didn't take it down, and then followed up with, no, I believe women. It was like, I
believe women, and I'm just moving towards healing.
Yeah, but that's negated, because your first one still says, I'm not listening to the 60 women, but I'll say I listened to women first.
Yeah.
As long as it's not my friend, who I've been she's been his television wife in at least 2 shows, if not 3.
But the thing is, it's like, read the room. Like, you like, what do you think's going to happen now?
Have you seen pictures of, I probably have brought this up on the pod before because I thought it was freaking crazy, but have you seen, I'm going to pull it up first just so you can see
What is it?
Like Felicia Rashard's wedding photos?
No.
I'm going to pull it up so you can see it.
So what makes them so great?
Oh, you'll see. Great, here it is. Remember that her sister is Debbie Reynolds. So Debbie Reynolds is in this because she's a part of the wedding party.
Okay.
I'm just going to pull it up right now. Just give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. This is so crazy.
Jesus Christ, Jason.
This isn't going to be worth it in the end.
I know. I knew you were going to say that. I know.
It is going to be worth it in the end.
Thinking of you having to navigate the internet is really frustrating to me.
Not at all. So thinking about like your wedding pictures probably go up on like.
Just put it up.
I'm trying to. I got to upload it onto our thing. You know.
Why can't you just share the screen? Why can't you just share the screen?
I could share the screen, but instead, here you go.
Okay.
So that's them in the middle. So Ahmad Rashad and Felicia Rashad are getting married. Bill Cosby is right there.
Why is he in the middle?
I have no idea why he's in the middle. And then that to the left, if you haven't figured it out, is O.J. Simpson was the other person.
I'm seeing O.J., but why was Bill Cosby giving her away?
Maybe. But this is their wedding photo, which I thought was absolutely insane.
Whoa, wild. I mean, obviously it's got to be a complicated relationship. Like if someone's been in your life this whole time and then it's like,
But she's literally like probably photoshopped OJ because he's on the very side out of all the wedding photos. And then this Bill Cosby thing's happening. She's like, Jesus Christ, fucking wedding photos are fucking cursed.
Just got to light it on.
Wait till Debbie Reynolds goes down for fucking mass murder or something. What the fuck is going to happen then? Jesus Christ.
It just wasn't a great look. And it's just like deeply upsetting. And it just like, for anyone like, the argument of like, well, why don't women come forward? It's like, well, here you go. Like, why? Yeah. Like, what do you think?
60. And if you go to, I think it's the Variety article, the women that were brave enough to tell their story, you can literally read their stories. And I believe it was Variety that put out that article.
And it's terrible. And like, there's hardly been any consequence, no consequence as far as I'm concerned. And it's just so.
He's going to be on tour again within the year.
Do you think? No, there's no way.
If you don't tell me that there's a side of America that will go see that show, you're crazy. I mean, did Louis C.K. go out and people go see him? They did. Pretty soon after.
Yeah, still.
So I actually wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'd be surprised and I'd be like, what the fuck is happening?
Totally.
But, people in North America just seem to love spectacle and love enemies, and they love people will go, unfortunately, I think, if he actually did something publicly.
Ugh, so freaking gross. It's so upsetting.
Yeah. Because to add on top of it all, she's now the dean of Howard University's, I believe, the dramatic program. Felicia Rashad. Maybe not the dean, but she's the head of.
Isn't it Felicia Rashad?
Rashad. Did I say Rashad?
Yeah.
Rashad.
I mean, exclusively.
Yeah.
I don't want to brag, everyone.
Only here I say it. That's all.
I just want to, not to brag, but I did just get a text with my dentist saying, hey, you're getting a filling today.
And that is happening then today.
Friends, I have so many dental situations that are happening that, sorry, Shayla, we were talking about this before. So basically, just to reiterate, like he was released from prison because of like a prosecution error where they like used a civil testimony in the federal case.
Yeah, which they were not allowed to do.
Yeah. So now I have to go get a filling. Have you ever had one filled? I've
had a filling.
Memory.
I believe I've had a filling before in my life.
Is it painful?
I don't think so. I mean, it's always uncomfortable. Dentists are just uncomfortable for me because I got a small jaw anyway, so I can't wear.
Here we go with this small ass jaw.
I'll bring something else up too, which I forgot. This actually kind of fits in, because we're all about like changing lifestyles, being like, great, what's our next like diet or whatever fun thing we're gonna jump onto?
That is just you exclusively at this point, but
yes. I'm talking about Peloton life. I'm talking about Chloe Ting. I'm talking about like, have we done some stuff? We've dipped our toe in keto. So like, we're always talking about
No. We have not dipped our toe
We were supposed to.
You dipped your toe in keto.
Let's go back and listen to this dumb thing and see how many times Tracy said she was going to do it and
but then I never did it.
Okay, so then our podcast has never been about like diets or talking about food.
What are you getting to?
There's a new thing out now. It's a magnet weight loss device that it prevents your mouth from opening more than 0.2 centimeters. And this is literally going out where they put magnets on your back teeth. So they want you to stick to a liquid diet. This is actually happening.
That is actually problematic and really
100%. 100%. And the sample size, it's so weird because I read about it and I was like, it worked for the people in our sample. The sample size that they tried it on, 7 people. And all 7 people said it made their quality of life go down. But they were like, but we were happy we did lose weight. They lost like 14 pounds in like 2 weeks. I'm like, that's not healthy either.
But you're not going to keep that off. I mean, like, the thing is, it's like, you know, yeah. I mean, listen, Brittany runs a marathon is quite the thing to watch, because it's like, you know, it really is just like asking people to really look at themselves and like what they need from their bodies, because regardless of like, if you lose 14 pounds, like that's not sustainable. You've done it in an unsustainable way, and you're not going to like be able to maintain that. And then also, even if you get down to 14 pounds, if you're not dealing with like what's going on up in here, then it's not going to matter. The number will never matter. The strength improvements will never matter. You got to deal with what's going on up at the tippy top first.
Wow. And look at Shayla. This is amazing. Did you hear Pinterest has banned weight loss ads?
Good. I'm glad. I mean, I was so susceptible to those.
That's bold too. That's actually standing up for something morally, which is kind of crazy, because she's right. That is huge money.
Yes, of course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge thing. Anyways, it's just grimy and gross, you know?
Yeah. For me, it all goes back to The Bachelorette. I don't, because at the very end of the last episode of The Bachelorette, when everybody was like, Thomas better not get a fucking rose.
Right.
Or else I think this is all, because Katie, all she talks about is like being true and being here for her. So if she gives it to him, it means whatever. When he first walked up, I wanted at least one of them to go, okay, I'm out of here because you're a liar. Because that would have proved like they were there for the right reasons and been like, oh, okay, I thought this meant to you. I just want to see one of them do that. And it didn't happen.
There was a lot of fun reactions. Yeah, I mean, like, not to like go behind the drapes, but like, I mean, the top 4 has already been chosen. So now it's just like wheeling and dealing through.
Do you know who the top 4 are?
No, I kind of am not looking at Reality Steve right now because I want to just like watch the season. But I know that the winner has kind of been leaked.
Oh, no way.
But I'm avoiding it. I mean, it's leaked every season.
So why did they do that on purpose? Because Survivor has had like 40 some odd seasons, and like that stuff never gets leaked.
It gets leaked.
Really?
You have to search it out.
I see.
Yeah. Oh, Jason, so much to learn. So much.
I just finished Cochran's season.
You know, it's just if you didn't spend so much time at the fucking aquarium, you might have time.
Then I might have time for reality TV.
Yeah.
I might have time to search out the endings of reality TV.
I mean, listen, you know, I'm not saying my parents were great, but they certainly never missed a program they wanted to watch, if that says anything.
We're all going to the same candy store with 25 cents in our pocket and seeing what we get. We're all just buying different shit. That's all it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely we are. I think I'm getting candy and you're buying some weird mints because it seems fun. And then you're like, damn, these are mints. And we're like, we all told you they were mints. And
yeah, but I thought they looked like you could smoke them. I thought you could blow like smoke out of these fucking things. It doesn't really look like smoke, does it? It's not. Fucking tastes like peppermint.
Oh gosh, it's so funny. It's like we haven't been in the same city in a long time, but like the feel, like I had just had a rush of what it's like to watch you order something that you know you're not going to enjoy, and we all have to let you do it.
I know. I enjoy it sometimes.
Very rare.
Find the best things that way.
I know you find the best things, but I have been at so many meals where it wasn't the case. And we all had to watch you slowly eat it.
But isn't that a part of life? Is like take a chance, take a jump, and then
of course, take a chance.
You can live in your comfort zone of like nice pastas, and I'll be like, "Yo, man, I saw you got pizza on a pretzel. Okay, let's try it out." I know.
For me, you always want to surprise yourself, but sometimes I just want what I like, and I just want to know that it's going to be good. Because I just don't have the mental capacity to take on a disappointment. But for you, you're always betting it all.
Yeah.
Even if you're just like, I'm so hungry, I just need a meal.
Sushi, I'm all in.
Cream.
Do you want to look at your cards first?
3 scoops,
nope. All in.
Sir, we highly recommend that you taste this before you buy it. 3 scoops. We'll take it.
This is the first hand of the tournament. I am all in. Let's go.
That's like my friend from university. He begged this taco truck. They had this like hot sauce and like he would go there for lunch at work all the time. And he was like, I want that special sauce. And they were like, no. Like, listen, you can't handle it. You can't handle it. And like that just became an obsession until they finally gave it to him.
Put the whole fucking bottle on there.
And he shit his full pants at work. Look, shit his pants. He shit his full pants at work. He had been warned.
You could hear the screams throughout the office. He went to the washroom and we could hear him screaming like a horror film. You know what? If I was in Quiet Place, I would never eat hot sauce. Never.
Let me tell you, The Quiet Place, like, I can't. It makes me feel so deeply.
Our next sketch is The Quiet Place, but somebody has diarrhea. And it's like, I can't go to the bathroom. It makes too much noise. And then they just get scooped off the toilet seat. In an outhouse, you just see it rip up an outhouse.
You're in a baby Bjorn because you're obviously the guy with diarrhea.
Oh my God, Jason. Oh God, guys, we got to get out of here. Jason's drinking coffee, eating fucking pasta and hot sauce.
Wait, where are you getting this stuff? In A Quiet Place. It's like post-apocalyptic. Like there's no food to be found and you're fucking eating hot sauce and pasta?
Yeah. Where did he find it? First of all, he said he's hoarding it, but none of us want it because none of us want diarrhea. You're going to get fucking one little squirt and the other guy's going to eat the shit out of you.
Because whenever anyone makes a noise in The Quiet Place, they just look at each other and then they go, run.
I want the cold open of the movie to be just close up on a guy's face and it goes, run. And then they pan out and he's on the shitter.
You're just yelling, I'm pooing.
I can't leave. Save yourselves.
Oh my God, that's so funny. You being carried while shitting your pants due to hot sauce.
Somebody piggyback me. Oh my God.
That's so funny. That was like in Jurassic Park when like the guy's revealed on the toilet.
That's true. Yeah, that's right.
And his pants were down. So like he really was like, well, I guess I'll take a shit.
Yeah.
Indoors. I'm not going to find a bush.
Way to go, Jurassic Park. Way to be brave enough to go there to the third humor.
That writer's room, very chic, very highbrow. All right. With that being said, friends, thank you so much for hanging out. If you like this episode, give us a little like. And we will be adding some Bachelor recaps and some extra content this month on our Patreon. So if you want to like dip a toe and have some fun, maybe we'll do a lost scene from A Quiet Place too.
That guy that goes home and he tells all his friends, I'm going to be in it. And then he goes to the movie, he's like, I'm on the cutting room floor, man. They took my whole fucking scene out. No, I swear. I was shitting like crazy.
I was shitting and I was method acting, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
My asshole's gone. But
thank
you so much.
Of fucking X-Lax the night before.
My choice.
They actually told me not to. And I was like, you don't get art.
And everyone was mad at talent again. All right, friends, we will see you next week. Have a really safe weekend and a fun one, and be safe. And we will see you all next week. Bye.